Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unstoppable Conversations. And I'm here with Brett Duncan, and I'm so excited to have you here, Brett. Tell me a little bit about you, your business, and how do you help people?
Well, that's a good question. It's been a long road, and I started an ad agency way back when. And, a lot of people don't like the word ad agency because they think advertising, but I took a different twist on it because I did cable commercials that were playing just were so bad. I always felt they did worse for the business than they did good. So what I did is I gave people more value for their, commercial dollar and really put a high-end production in for the same thing that the cable company would charge them for their commercial. And they were very grateful because I used things that would make the phone ring, let's put it that way. And one of the things that made the phone ring was interviewing their customers and getting a second opinion, word of mouth. Because everybody, if you ask anybody, they'd rather have their business grow with word of mouth than have to spend money on advertising. So that's when I shifted gears and I started more or less a testimonial agency where I would interview clients and put it on their website, because websites as a whole have a very poor conversion, and I'm talking 2-3% across the board. So that's how I help people. I educate them on how they can get more conversion and more bang for their buck when it comes to getting people to take action.
Awesome. And you do that by helping them with their website of how to get the testimonials and
that is correct. More so in the earlier days, 2002, when I started my ad agency, mobile wasn't a thing, but today 80-90% of people search on their phone when they want a business. That's just the way it is. So now mobile is where they go. If you go on your phone on Google and you Google a dentist or a lawyer or a mortgage company, the conversion is the same. It's not any different, except for if it's an emergency, they'll click the call button right away. But it really hasn't changed on the conversion side. So I have developed AI solution that helps hold their hand, get their problem, and solve it. And that's her job. I train her to get more conversion, if you will. So it's not just your typical AI bot, and it's something that actually talks to the person, gets to know the person on a personal level, on a first name basis. I mean, it's just like a real conversation.
That's exciting. And AI, it just keeps growing and growing and getting better and better, but you have to have the man behind the AI to make sure she's put together correctly. Am I right?
That's absolutely correct. Yes. I mean, when I first, when chat first came along and they had a real person behind the website in the earlier days, even that was clunky because you couldn't keep somebody on staff 24/7, if you will. And with AI, you can actually have a 24/7 sales assistant that knows how to sell, that knows how to close the deal. So the business owner can wake up the next morning and say, wow, I got 2-3 hot leads. That's never happened before.
Right. Now, is this something that we just add to our websites that we already have?
That is correct. Yes. But before we do that, there's a lot of components to it. It's just not a talking avatar that knows how to sell. She has, as I told you earlier, I help businesses by getting a second opinion from their customers. So our technology actually brings their customers with her as validation. If they have any concerns, she overcomes them with client testimony, video testimonials. She has them at will. She can just bring up, and I can show you that when if you'd like, I can give you a little, show on that one. But aside from that, I think it really helps people to be educated on conversion and how they can up their game. So what I do is I give businesses a free book, The Power of AI for Business, and then I give them a way to see what's going on with conversion on their website, and that's freemobilereport.com, and they can see right there if they have a problem or not.
That is awesome. So can you show us that right now?
Sure. Let me bring that up here.
I would love to see more of that. I'm sure our viewers would love to see how it works.
Okay.
With AI, it keeps growing, and people are always afraid it's going to take our jobs away. But you know how I feel about it, Brett, is that there has to be a human to set those bots up. There has to be a human to set up.
Right. Well, what you're looking at right now is I put a demo site together, basically, that, I'm going to eventually be doing a podcast, Just Ask AI for Business, and to allow businesses to come and ask their questions and actually have Botemia answer the question. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and turn her on, and I'm going to ask her a few questions as I would be if I was hi, Botemia. Can you tell me the biggest roadblock websites have today?
Hello. It sounds like you're interested in learning more about the biggest challenges websites face today. The biggest roadblock many websites encounter is the conversion gap, where only a small fraction of visitors take action, often just 3 out of every 100. This problem is worsened by the kiss of death back button on mobile devices, where 60% of visitors leave after getting a response from a traditional chatbot. The issue? Most chatbots just answer questions and then leave the visitor hanging. No next step, no guidance, no conversion. That's where smart AI solutions come in, turning passive visitors into engaged leads by guiding them with personalized conversational support. Would you like to explore how this can be fixed?
Yes, I would. I would like to know how testimonials can help add more conversion.
Great question. Video testimonials are incredibly powerful because they build trust faster than any other form of content. Our brains process visual information 60,000 times faster than text, and we remember 95% of a message from a video compared to just 10% from reading it. When a visitor sees a real person, like a customer who's been in their shoes.
Anyway, you get the idea?
Yes, I got the idea. Yes, this is awesome. She comes right up just like a real person would answer.
Yeah, she does. And see, what we're hand grenade away. We're close to the final piece. So while she's talking, if I need help with, if I ask for testimonials, of course, she brings up the testimonial player as you just saw. But during the conversation, if let's say she goes into a pre-qualification interview, she can actually interview you and get as many questions as the client needs to pre-qualify somebody, let's say for a loan. And what's better than what a form gets a 60-70% abandonment rate off that's right on Gemini. With her, she's like a real person. So if you have a concern about giving your FICO score or giving your phone number, she'll overcome that and say, well, we're just trying to get you the best rate, and everything that we do is absolutely confidential. And she just gives you a comfort level. So that's that beauty. And with that being said, it's so much better than relying on somebody to fill out a form. Forms are dead. They used to bring 1-2% more conversion, but on the phone, you know what it's like on a phone when you're trying to type on a phone. I mean, that's right. Ridiculous. So this is going to take the place of AI is going to take the place of the form. AI is going to take the place of capturing videos. We have technology where she can interview you to get your video testimonial, just like a real host would, ask you questions client wants to be asked. And we also have a referral system we're going to be launching with AI. So it just doesn't stop on the website. We're going to be helping businesses boost their word of mouth, boost their referrals, and get higher conversion on their website, bottom line. So again, if they want to know more about conversion and how AI can help, they can go to FreeAIBook.info. That's FreeAIBook.info. That's how I help people, a free book. And also, if they want to check out their website, they can go out to freemobilereport.com.
That's awesome. So we will add this bot to our already made website.
Yes. And
she works from the information that we already built into the website. Is that what I'm saying?
Well, I can take it a step further. There's 3 knowledge bases in there. We have, if you will, the overall general of a dentistry, a lawyer. We already have that done, and we can add more to that. But then we have a sales knowledge base too, that we plug that in. So she knows how to manipulate the conversation to a close. So that's another piece of the pie nobody does. And lastly, we add personalization to the particular website, like a mission statement. What is the company about? How long they've been in business? The credibility of the owner, so on and so forth.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So what is usually the main concern, the number one concern with your client when they come to you? What are they usually looking for? If you had to
Well, that's a good question. It's usually more bang for their buck. I mean, I've talked to many agencies that have been struggling for that tool to offer more business, for the visitors that come. And so people don't realize, here's where they don't realize. For example, if you miss a phone call, if it goes to voicemail, you've lost 90% of those calls. You know that, right? I mean, that's the way it is, because people don't have time. People are impatient. They want the instant gratification always now, because that's the world we live in. So with that being said, I educate them and say, look, we don't want a phone call going to a voicemail. We want it to go to an AI trained bot that will sell them on the phone. So when you get the prospect on the phone, they're pre-sold. They've already done your work for you, So what would it cost to hire, a good salesperson that knows everything about your business 24/7, 365 days a year? What would, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what we're comparing that to. And that's what businesses can have now. So the number one thing is agencies and businesses alike, they both want more people to take action for, if they come to their website or their social or wherever that might be. So to get back to your question, you said, can this just plug in your website? Yes, it can. With one line of code, boom, you're there. All the guts of the program is on our server, so you don't have to have all that on your server, So anyway, it's a very easy process.
Awesome. That is, for a person like me, it's a little bit over my thinking, because I don't do that kind of work. But if it's something that I can just have added on to my already made website,
right?
Why not?
Sure.
What are we waiting for? Because even if you could find a person to do it, let's just say you could, they don't work 24/7. They don't work holidays. They get sick. Their children get sick. They go on vacation. A bot doesn't. She's there for you. 24/7.
And moreover, they don't have a bad day. That goes, I've been in sales my whole life, and you have bad days, you just, and not just you want to take it out on your potential customers. And the good news is it saves you money. Yeah. And does it take away jobs? Well, if there's a salesperson out there not doing their job, then yes, it does take their job, because it'll do better than your typical salesperson. I mean, comparing AI, they've proven that AI does better than a human bot, because there's no resistance with AI, because it's and people know this, even though she's pretty and she's and she's personable, they know it's a bot. They know it is. So in their mind, they're thinking, I'm ahead of the game here because I'm talking to a bot, but she's a secret weapon,
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So anyway.
So if there was one thing before we leave today that you would want to tell our audience, Brett, what would that be?
Well, I would say this. If you have a website and you're spending money, let me take it back. If you have a website and you just have a website and you really aren't driving traffic, there's no need to do anything like this. It's a brochure. It's an online brochure. That's what you got. But if you want more business from your website, there's nothing better than AI. Why? You can go to Gemini, you can go to Google, and you can Google how much more conversion will an AI bot bring to my website. Just an AI bot, they're saying it brings it up like 2-3 times the typical, so I'm gonna exceed that standard, much higher level, because we're not gonna let them get away. We're not gonna take any prisoners. We're gonna get down to the bottom line. We're gonna solve their problem, and we're gonna get them wherever they want to go, if you will. So anyway.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I want to thank you, everyone that is listening, live or recording. It doesn't matter. You're listening. Brett has some great ideas to help you and your business with his fabulous bot. So please reach out to Brett Duncan. Brett, what is the best way for them to reach you?
There's 3 ways. If they just want to do a free consultation, they can go to MobileWise. That's WISE. Okay, so that's MobileWiseAI.com, and they can just fill out a short little form there. Or they can go, like I said, get a free copy of the book. It's a flip book online, so you can read it on your phone or you can read it on your computer, and that's FreeAIBook.info, INFO. Or if they would like to just see what's going on with their website and talk to Botemia, they can go to freemobilereport.com. That's freemobilereport.com, and just put in your website and it'll go through a 10-stage analyst of your website and generate a free report and tell you where your site is lacking and what you need to do to get the max conversion.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for being here with us, Brett. And until next time,